Relationships are blossoming, relationships are starting, and the upside down is starting to rear its ugly head with Russians behind the helm. Stranger Things is now back. What a time to be alive, to remember our love for the 80s and the fluff and everything nostalgic, and it is all compiled in a horror show. Let's dive into this. All in all, when it comes down to the first 2 seasons of Stranger Things, I like them fine. To be honest with you, it took a bit for season 1 to kind of grow on me. Season 1 was really kind of a tour de force after a point when I finally realized, you know what, they really did pull out all the stops. They did a really great job constructing this story, so I appreciated it a lot more as time went on. But when we get into season 2, I wouldn't say it suffered from sequelitis so much as that it suffered from doing too much and then starting to divide characters apart with different stories and conflicts that ultimately did not come together as cohesively as one would hope. Needless to say, season 2 was, I'd say, fine. It was enjoyable. Would I say it's the best? No. Was it the worst? Not really. I enjoyed it. Here we are in the first 2 episodes of season 3, which I'm not going to give a grading. I'm not going to hammer in hard and say, hey, this sucks, or I'm not going to gush and say this is the most amazing thing ever, because it's only 2 episodes. I'm liking it, but I have issues. So bottom line with this, guys, is that I will try my best to cover all the characters, but that's really hard for me to do considering my memory kind of sucks and I stink at recalling names. Max's stepbrother, or Billy Hargrove, I never liked his character. Not even in the slightest. I found his part in the story in season 2 quite pointless. I think they were just conflict for the sake of conflict. I never quite enjoyed his arrogant attitude and all the ladies pining over him. Call that jealousy issues? I don't know, but it's not really what I'm looking at. It's more like, that's how you created the character. That's how you decided to portray him. And that somehow works? What does he have to play? Well, in season 3, we see a little bit more with him. We see that there's something more going on with him, and by the end of episode 1, with no spoilers, mind you, I just kind of went, well, that wasn't the worst idea, but where are you going? And so I find myself not caring any more about his character, but I'm not exactly caring any less either. So the biggest pull is these kids. You know, when it first starts off, we're seeing how everybody's pretty much individually going through their separate story arcs. We have Finn Wolfhard's character, sorta, maybe, kinda, definitely dating 11. And of course, I remember Finn Wolfhard, but his name is Mike, for crying out loud. Mike. The Chief of Police, David Harbour, does not like this sort of progression. Jim, I told you, I'm terrible with names. I remember the actors' names more than the characters' names. I'm sorry. Either way, I kind of liked that bit of a story arc throughout these first 2 episodes. It was just enjoyable to see how Jim was really just freaking out over how this is going on, and he's just like, he wants some peace of mind, but he doesn't like seeing his sort of adoptive daughter, 11, dating. Like, it is kind of hard for him, so he doesn't like it. So I rather enjoyed that. And then Winona Ryder's character I found very enjoyable, but she's got not much to do just yet until she's finding things out. With a little bit of a disclaimer here, I am not going to cover every single character in this little 2-episode review. There's a lot of things going on between characters, the people who are dating, like Lucas and Max. It's like, okay, I get it. And then also the fact of the matter is that this is a lot of setup that's going to matter somewhere down the line later. These are a bunch of characters that have been through the thick of it in the first 2 seasons. So when weird things start happening, they're quick to jump on it right away. But if there's nothing happening around them, they are literally just dealing with their relationship issues. And that's kind of where I've been having my biggest setback with these first 2 episodes. When season 1 showed up in our lives and we were just gushing over the nostalgia of the 80s style and vibe, the one thing that show did right in season 1 was get to the point. It gave us the kids that we were going to watch and understand that these were a dynamic that was never, ever going to be beat. And then one of their friends is taken. You go to season 2. you're not quite sure what's going to happen until the very end of the episode. In season 3, same thing. And then it's just going to be a slow build of progression to show these characters from where they're at to what they're about to deal with. We've got an entire rat problem where all these rats are exploding and doing something like combining into something, which is gross and cool and weird at the same time. But ultimately, this is going to be a slow burn season for sure, and I will give you more thoughts as soon as I get through all of these episodes later on in this week, but I definitely would say it's worth checking out. Do not take my word as Bond here, it's just take it with a grain of salt. Where I'm coming from, I think season 1 did it perfectly. They got straight to the point. One of their friends goes missing. We understand the dynamic. Boom, let's go. Then everyone else kind of comes into the mix and figures out that, they've got to come together and set aside their differences. I just feel like there's a little bit of unfocused points here in season 3, just as much as it was in season 2. Either way, guys, I'd love to know your thoughts down below. I am enjoying this. I am still intrigued to see what happens next. What do you think? Let me know down below. Be kind, be reasonable, and let's talk. Thank you all so much for watching. A full season review is coming your way. Stay tuned. If you don't know if it's here or going to be about, hit subscribe, turn on those notifications so you don't miss anything. Or if you're not a subscriber and don't even care to, check the description box for the full season review when the time comes. You all have a fantastic and wonderful day.